Before joining us today, you have certainly read a translated text or watched a film with translated dialogues. So, you probably have some ideas on what translation is. In this video, we'll talk about 5 common misconceptions surrounding this practice. First, it is often assumed that translation boils down to simply replacing words. But translation is about so much more. In reality, translators do not translate words but ideas and meaning, which are conveyed by not only words but also tone of voice, gestures, movements, something word-for-word translation cannot fully capture. Sure, the ideas are conveyed through words, so our task is to repackage these ideas, but we do not literally translate words. Instead, we translate the underlying meaning. Some phrases don't make sense when translated word for word. Take, for example, the phrase, "It's raining cats and dogs." A literal translation would leave us with an odd image, cats and dogs falling from the sky. But that's not the intended meaning. The translator's job is to understand the true message. Here, they rephrase it to say, "It's pouring heavily." This way, the meaning is clear and culturally accurate, a heavy rainstorm, not a downpour of pets. You may also think that anyone who speaks 2 languages can translate. But being bilingual is just the beginning. This is because translators are experts who need to work with complex documents. They rely on specialized tools, reference materials, and advanced software to capture meaning. To ensure accuracy, translators often specialize in specific fields, like law, where they need a deep understanding of legal terminology, medicine, where life can depend on precise language, or engineering, where technical knowledge is essential. Becoming a professional translator often involves years of study. Many complete a degree or even a master's in translation, with supervised internships and certifications in specialized areas. In some countries, translators need official certification, just like lawyers or doctors. Many carry professional liability insurance to protect against potential errors. So, in a nutshell, translation is a profession that goes far beyond simply speaking 2 languages. You may also have heard people say that translation is easy and quick. But the truth is that translation is challenging and often relatively slow for many reasons. Languages are full of ambiguities and traps, where even a single word can have many meanings. Take, for instance, the English word Polish, which can denote a noun, a verb, or an adjective. Some words may lack an equivalent in another language, creating what we call lexical gaps. Consider, for instance, this Japanese word that describes sunlight filtering through the leaves of trees. There is no single word for this in most languages. Beyond words, sentence structures differ greatly across languages, so a word-for-word translation often produces nonsensical results. This is the case with the phrase, "A erupção rosada no seu braço direito pode ser uma reação alérgica," which literally translates into English as, "The rash pink on your arm right may be a reaction allergic." On top of this, translators also need to consider formality, tone, and purpose, all of which impact how they translate. To complicate matters, each field adds unique constraints that pose specific challenges for translators. Dubbing, for instance, requires translations that sync with visible lip movements. This demands expertise in accessibility and, ideally, familiarity with filmmaking for narrative immersion. Simultaneous interpreters, on the other hand, must convey meaning in real time while listening to what's coming next, which requires rapid processing, strong voice projection, and excellent stress management. Navigating all these demands takes time, skill, and dedication. If quality isn't a priority, translation might be done quickly, but quality translation is anything but simple and fast. Moreover, some think that once translated, a text can be used over and over again. But the truth is that often a translation cannot be reused across different contexts. Much like a tailored suit cannot be readily shared among people with varying sizes, occasions, or climates. Just as a suit must be custom-fitted to an individual's measurements, style, and purpose, say formal versus casual wear, translations must be adapted for specific audiences, contexts, and goals. A one-size-fits-all approach falls short. Each translation requires careful adjustment to its unique setting, just as each suit is uniquely tailored to its wearer. For instance, the same text would be translated differently depending on whether it's meant for a 5-year-old, an expert in the field, a newspaper, or TV. The purpose and importance of the message also matters. Whether it is to build trust and save a life, or simply inform about a routine, optional appointment. This customization means that translations may take up more or less space than the original, and back translation may not match the source exactly. Consequently, translations are seldom reusable across contexts, as each situation often demands a distinct approach. Finally, as online translation technologies become readily available and free translations seem just one click away, it might appear that translation is a dying profession. While we can't predict the future with certainty, there is little evidence to suggest that professional translators will no longer be needed. In fact, many indicators show that translation as a profession is here to stay. Due to increased globalization and migration, the global market for translation continues to grow and has remained resilient through major disruptions like COVID-19 and the rise of generative AI. Even if professionals handle a smaller portion of translations as more people attempt to translate on their own, the demand for professional translators for high-end, top-quality translations remains significant, with some studies showing a growing number of job opportunities. Additionally, translators have always done much more than simply translate. While machines may handle many repetitive tasks, translators are still essential for curating, guiding, and certifying translations. For instance, AI cannot assume legal responsibility, so certified translators remain indispensable for high-stakes settings and for accountability is key. Moreover, AI is still not well equipped for multimodal processing, so translating complex materials that integrate text, visuals, and cultural nuances, such as marketing campaigns, documents with embedded images and charts, or multimedia presentations, still requires a human translator in the loop. Overall, the profession is evolving, but it's far from disappearing. Thank you for watching. For more guidance on this topic, please visit our website.